What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Air Guns and Air Power back here again today. We're working on the hatsan blitz today. I have lost 100 feet per second since the last video I shot with trying to test the chronograph at different distances, see if the numbers would be different. And I noticed that I lost 100 feet per second, which is really bad. So what I'm going to attempt to do today is take the breech seal out, and hopefully that is a problem. Hopefully I have another O-ring for it that is the correct size. If not, this will just be removing the breech seal. First thing you have to do is, the easiest way to do this is to take the barrel off the gun. So you're going to see a lot of disassembly here, and maybe this will help you in case you need to do anything to your blitz. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we have to do is remove the stock, let the air out, and hopefully this is going to be some good lighting, and I can get a good angle for you guys. I'll do the best I can. So here we go. Let's get you down here to see what's going on. Now, one thing I do want to say is I don't recommend you take your air rifles apart. It's just something I'm showing you just in case you want to do. Maybe it'll help you. I'm not responsible if you mess your rifle up. If you get hurt or injured, all this PSI in this tank is very dangerous. So I just recommend you don't do this unless you do know what you're doing, or you can get somebody there that actually knows what's going on, what they're doing. That's just a disclosure. So back to the gun. So first things first is obviously we have to take this Allen bolt out, which is, if I remember, it's a number 5. And I just leave my bolt in there and set the stock to the side where it won't fall out. Now, next thing we want to do is release the air here. So next thing we want to do here is release this air. If I can get a good angle with this flathead screw that is behind the gauge here. So let's turn this around. Maybe you can get a better viewing of that flathead screw there. Excuse me, Luna. Gotta get a screwdriver. So you just want to crack that. Had some water come out of there. I do not like that at all. Some kind of moisture. That wasn't good. We're just going to let this air blow out of here. And then we're going to come keep a check on our gauge. Alright, here we are. It's out into the yellow. I'm going to open this a little bit more. Do not open that screw too much at one time. It will blow out of there. Okay, we are down into the where's the camera, guys? We're down into the black. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and I'm going to let some more off of this. Here we go now. Okay, it's not letting any more air out. It should be empty. So what we're going to do, just to be sure, is going to take it off of safety, release the hammer, and that's it. It's empty. I'm going to leave this flathead screw open until we get done here. Now, here we have a Phillips head screw, and on the other side there is a nut. So be sure when you're taking a Phillips head screw loose that the nut doesn't fall out of your this cover that goes over the bottle, the Picatinny rail bottle and barrel band. I guess that's what you would call this. It is a Phillips head screwdriver. Now your tank here is probably cold from you letting all this air rush out of here, all that thousands of PSI. So your bottle's probably cold. It may be a little swole, so it's going to take a little bit to get this off of here. Like I said, you do not want to lose that nut on the back of this thing. If it falls off, make sure you're working on an area where you can see it. Like mine just fell off. There's that, where is the camera? There's that nut that just fell off the back of this here. I hit the camera with the... I said that tank got cold and it probably swelled up a little bit. It makes this a little harder to get off of here. I like to put my nut back on it and make sure that if it's focus, that nut is in there. Your Phillips head screw is there. Set that to the side. Now, okay, now we've released the air and got all that off. There are two Allen screws up here that are holding the barrel in. We'll take them out in just a second, but right now, oops. Right now at the end of the barrel, you have a cap. And this cap, underneath this cap on the shroud, there's a spring. So when you're taking this off, you're going to want to keep a little pressure on it so this thing don't go flying everywhere. There you have it. Now, we'll set that to the side. Let's turn this back around. Oops. Try not to drop it. It don't set very well when it doesn't have the stock on it. Get back this camera out a little more. Alright. Now, your shroud may be pretty tight. This one was. I've had it off before. So when you get ready to unscrew this thing, you might have to do like I did, and I had to carry this out to the shop, and I had to stick this part of it here in a vise very carefully with some thick towels I had so it wouldn't get scratched up. I had to stick it in a vise. And with my hands, I broke this loose. So I didn't have to put a wrench on this shroud. Just for your information. Let me try to back this out some more. It's all the way out. Okay. I'm trying to get you guys the best view I possibly can here. There's no room in this cabinet for me to hardly get this off, so I'm going to have to move it. Okay, there's that. Here's your shroud. Just an empty tube. Set that to the side. Now these two screws on the top holding the barrel in is what we're going to take out next. This has oil all over it. Let me get something to wipe this up. Now I think they are a 2 millimeter Allen wrench, but be very careful because standard will not fit it very well, and these, okay, it is a 2.5 apparently, and the 2.5 do not seem like they fit it very well either, the metrics. So be very careful with these. See how loose that Allen wrench feels? I'm not going to take these, well, I guess I'm going to take them all the way out, so when I get ready to put the barrel back in it, I can see down into holes and see if I have them, the marks where these are going to leave on the barrel. But first I want to get my Allen wrench out before I take them all the way out. I do have a mark on my barrel and the block breech, by the way. See if I can get that on camera. I have a mark on my barrel and my breech where the shroud screws to. See those white dots? To indicate exactly back where I have it in line at. But I should be able to look down inside of these holes where I took the screws at, and there should be marks. Now this rod right here, man, this is a bad camera angle. This rod with this plunger where the air actuates the gears, it actually unscrews from here. You'll have to unscrew this. It unscrews from inside here off of the actuator. We're going to take this off in a minute. Man, this thing's really oily. Now, what I'm doing right now is unscrewing this rod from this end here. Is I'm going to take it and unscrew this rod. And it'll come right out of there. Now that this rod is out, see, it just screws into the actuator inside of there. Now you're going to want the right Phillips bit to take these 5 screws out of this plate. I got oil all over this gun. My hands are really oily. It's getting my tools oily. Hope you guys can see this really well. Alright, there's that plate, that door. As you can see, I have oil all over this thing. Now when you put this back together, you're going to want some kind of moly grease or lubricant grease. Because I tried silicone grease all in here, and let me tell you what, guys. That stuff gummed all up, and this thing would not even cycle in semi-auto. So, yeah, you're going to want some kind of lubricating grease in here. So now mind yourself how this goes, because you have to put it right back how it is. Now that is with the bolt all the way forward here. That rod unscrewed from the front of this block on this actuator, and then the barrel is loose. So now you can just ease your barrel, ease it out of there. And there is the breech seal inside of there. It's inside of that. It's a little O-ring in there. It's probably really hard to see this on camera, but there's an O-ring inside the barrel there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to try and replace that O-ring. And we don't have to take any more of that apart, seeing as how we're just trying to get to inside this, get this little O-ring out of here. Not very much light. Replace that O-ring, hopefully. This is it. Alright. There's this part of the video. I don't want to make this video too long. And make sure you have the right O-ring, because if I do not have a right O-ring, that I'm just gonna have to wait until I get one ordered. I believe that's where my feet per second has dropped. I'm really not sure. It may be a hammer spring. I do not see anything physically wrong with the hammer spring. However, I did do adjusting on that thing. It could have wore out. I'll take the gun. I'll take that hammer spring out and check it some more, and that little bushing in front of it. So until then, I hope you guys got some good information on this so far. So, alright, till the next video, peace out.